Before we begin, thank you very much to Thomas A. for joining my Patreon campaign. Very appreciated. Thank you so much for the support. Yeah, you get a video request. Anything you want, anything I do, because you're at the highest tier I've got. A tier that is like bloating my like credits section at the end of the video. I almost have no room left for anybody else. Which is a great problem to have, guys. Thank you seriously for the support. You are making this possible, and I really could not continue without you guys backing me up. So thank you so much. It is news roundup time again. Once again, I am going to try to keep this short and sweet. Once again, I will most likely fail. So thank you for joining me for your late afternoon, evening, whenever this actually ends up going live. But I do appreciate the time you take to watch my stuff and get caught up on the news for the week. So we're going to start that news with something I almost made a whole video about because this is kind of huge. But ultimately I decided this is just a really good like top story for the newscast. Transformers and G.I. Joe might have a live-action movie in development. So this came from a popular entertainment news leaker, Daniel Rickman, who has informed them through his Patreon of this. Now, because this is a potentially a popular leaker, there is credibility to it. They've been right in the past. There is some hinting from Bonaventura that something like this might be in the works. So this is kind of gigantic. So I've been questioning for a long time why Transformers and G.I. Joe took so long to do proper crossover stuff. We finally have Transformer toys that turn into G.I. Joe vehicles that are compatible with G.I. Joe characters. And it's great to see. It's great to see that we're finally at that point, but we should have been there a long, long time ago. And the media has really just been comic books that have ranged anywhere from really clever use of the two together to incredibly weird and bizarre. But the idea of a live-action movie between them makes sense. It would have made all the sense in the world when, G.I. Joe and Transformers were both putting out live-action movies around the same time. The G.I. Joe movies flopped, largely because I feel like, why wasn't Michael Bay working on those movies? Why did we give it to anybody but Michael Bay? That whole franchise is tailor-made for him, between his obsession with the U.S. military and his love of explosions. Yeah, why? That gave him the wrong franchise. Point being, this could be huge if this is what they're actually working on, because this would give us like some credence to the human cast of Transformers, who are always just, I don't know, a lot of times the human cast in these live action movies just kind of feel like they're there. Occasionally we'll have some that feel more significant and actually feel useful, but to actually have reason, and actually have some legacy to the human cast, I think would help a lot. And there's a ton of potential they could do story-wise between, the stuff that Cobra and Megatron get into together, the way G.I. Joe and the Autobots would have to coexist. I would also enjoy it just because it sounds like a live-action movie where Transformers would be more well-known, but not immediately hated by the U.S. government, because they have to work with the Joes. So that all kind of, like, I feel like this could potentially be something huge, if it's true. If it's true. I feel like a lot of what's going on right now really hinges on how well Rise of the Beast is doing. And honestly, between some rumors about how rough the development of it has been, as well as its timing, the timing of the release of this movie is not too great. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. I feel like really everything besides Transformers 1 might be in danger right now, basically. So, grain of salt. We might speculate on this later in the week, or we might go over the history of G.I. Joe crossovers with Transformers. One or the other. Maybe both. We'll see. Let's move on to the toy news for the week. Someone dug up Shattered Glass Rodimus. It is a retool of the Voyager 86 Rodimus Prime, or, yeah. Getting my series mixed up. There's so many series now. The only part that seems to be retooled is the face. They've added the goatee. I think it would have been cooler if they like resculpted the head to look a little bit closer to like the classics Rodimus sculpt, rather than going like essentially the same sculpt, but just the goatee has been added. But either way, it is a really nice looking Shattered Glass Rodimus. The purples are on point. The black and the red looking really, really good. It's always been a nice color scheme. I mean, of course, it's black and purple. It's iconic Decepticon color schemes. Not really a whole lot you can get wrong here. Yeah, there's a close-up of the goatee. So, yeah, I mean, it's another Shattered... It's nice to see Shattered Glass is continuing, because there are some designs and there are some characters and color schemes I would love for them to eventually do. And yeah, like, this still looks nice. The visor is still included. I think that's going to make him look really distinct from normal Hot Rod, so that's good. Vehicle mode looks really nice. He's got all of his accessories still. So they didn't trim him down. It is just straight up. And because of the way he's made, that gray in the center works a lot better than the yellow that just popped up in the top of Rodimus, or Hot Rod. That's still confusing. Still, more Shattered Glass on the way. Looking good. Looking good. In Japan, you are now going to be able to get the Bumblebee Movie Optimus Prime Voyager or the Burning Convoy repaint of Kingdom Optimus Primal. For if you are lucky to get it. So here's what's going on. Here's what's going on. In order to get a hold of these are campaign items for the Japanese release of the movie, which is Transformers Beast Awakening over there. You have to buy a ticket for the movie and for the premiere, for any of their electronic services, and then that ticket will come with these particular toys, or I assume, let's see, yeah, also pre-order option Bring Optimus for Asian Book website starting July 1st for about $43. So essentially, in order to get the Nemesis, in order to get these things, you've got to order a movie ticket in Japan, and one of these will come with it. So I guess that's 2 tickets if you want to see both. So even if you're living in Japan, like, this is going to be somewhere around like $110 to get a hold of these 2, and you got to hope someone's going to use that spare ticket of yours. But at least the Burning Optimus, the Burning Convoy, seems to be a little bit easier to obtain individually. But yeah, I know a lot of people who were really looking forward to both these decos for these toys, and now it's going to be super annoying to get a hold of them. Yeah, if you're living outside of Japan, this is going to be a challenge. And remember, if they're doing a Burning Convoy, that does mean a Flash Lio Convoy is most likely on the way, and they're probably going to make you jump through hoops to get that too. So be vigilant, keep an eye out. Have a hookup in Japan who can get it for you. Alright, we have new deluxe toys for Earthspark in package. The first one is Nightshade, who is looking absolutely fantastic. I wish I could see more of their body because I want to see how well the two-tone green from the animation model translates. Yeah, I'm surprised there's not a lot of bulk on their back. I was expecting more, considering we're expecting a really big amount of shell in order to make that owl mode work. The entire Twitter day when this dropped was, where is the owl mode? Where's the back of the box? We want to see the owl mode, because man, we really want to see how this turns into an actual owl. But the fact that it's in box seems to indicate, yes, they actually did figure it out, and I'm actually really eager to see how it works. Yeah, looking really, really good. I am so looking forward to that figure. But that is not all. We also have one for Grimlock. Now, we've seen Grimlock out of package. It is a retool of his Cyberverse Deluxe, so no huge surprise on that one. But yeah, he's looking nice and clean. If the inbox photos are any indication, he's not going to be too far off, so we shouldn't have to wait long for either of these. Earthspark not done. We show off a new wave of one-step flip changers, which are mostly just repackages, like most of the flip changers are, but we've added Twitch to the mix. This might help with the scaling issue that this toy line has, because this will be smaller than the Deluxe, so it might be a little bit better to put beside your Thrash. Seeing how different the size scales of all the Terrans are is really going to make me upset when they finally do like deluxes or toys for all of the Terrans, and some of them are just way out of scale, way off size. It's going to be unfortunate. Alright, we do have some Warrior class toys to look at too, but I will warn you, one of them is a Jawbreaker spoiler, so if you don't want to be spoiled on what Jawbreaker's alt mode is, please skip ahead until the screen turns green, because we'll be talking about ReActive Beast Wars toys after this. So that's your fair warning. I'm about to click over to the spoilers now. We have a one-step changer for Megatron, which is potato quality. I'll blow it up as much as I can. I haven't bought one of these yet because every time I see, like, they're supposed to flip a change, like you flip them up in the air and they just transform on their own. But more often than not, it just seems like you just kind of have to smack them. And I'm really not one to just throw my toys on a desk or the floor just to transform them, neat as it sounds. It makes it sound like that you flip them in the air and they transform on their own mid-air, which, from the ones I've seen in store, not the case. But the Megatron actually looks pretty decent. I might buy him just for the sake of it. I'm starting to appreciate these little one-step things as fiddle toys. Yeah, just throw it. It'll work. Trust me. And then we get to the big one. So as soon as we get past these, then we get to the big one. All right. Jawbreaker in his alt mode. All right. He's gone green. He's gone horns. Well, he's gone orange. Why did I say green? I got 5 hours of sleep. He's gone orange. This is his warrior class toy, by the way. So he's going to be bulky, but he's not going to be any taller than Thrash, which means Twitch is still the tallest Terran toy. It doesn't work. It's weird. So, he is a Dinobot. Jawbreaker is going to get a Dinobot mode. This is a very specific dinosaur. Stiggy Moloch. Which reminds me of like a Apache, like a head butter, like a hardhead dino. This looks cool. Like, it's definitely a unique, like, it's another one of those dinos that really isn't claimed in Transformers. So if this is like the beginning of a new Dinobot, this is perfectly fine by me. I also like the story implication that this might actually imply that he's going to take some kind of mentorship with Grimlock. That would actually be cool. So we're eager to see it. And yeah, like, I love, Jawbreaker's another great character. There is a Starscream out there on the way as well. It's just the Cyberverse toy repainted again. This toy is not good. This toy needs to go away. They need to make a brand new one for the series instead of just rehashing this thing that, isn't that accurate anymore and isn't that good. Please just make a new one. Please. I never thought I'd say we don't have enough Starscreams in the world, but here we are. All right. Screen is green now, so everyone, you can come on back and enjoy the Transformers goodness once more without spoilers, because now we're going to talk about the toys from the 90s. These are reaction figures for Beast Wars characters. I'd love to see how much attention Beast Wars is now getting. So, it's not a bad lineup to have. It is Optimus, Cheetor, Dinobot, Megatron, and Black Arachnia, and looking very cartoon accurate in all of their designs. I have a adamant hatred of Super 7 stuff. I feel like, for as simple as the toys are, they are ridiculously overpriced. But I can't deny some of these look really, really good. I have the Blitzwing on my desk because it's just a really nice cartoon accurate Blitzwing. I will probably get at least the Dinobot. I've got the Unicron too, because the Unicron's funny because it's the G1 prototype. I don't know about the others. But at the very least, I do want to have. I want to have the Dinobot, just because, like, there's no way of having that thing look show accurate like this and still transform. So we had to go the non-transforming routes. We'll see. Again, these are always like crazy expensive, so I don't know if I'm actually going to be into the whole thing. But there's at least one I want. Speaking of things that not everyone is into, there is a new round of Funko Pops, this one for Rise of the Beast. So we have most of the principal cast here. Mirage, Optimus Primal, Scourge has one, Optimus Prime, Bumblebee, RC for your typical robot cast, and then there's a Rhinox who's the one in Beast mode, which again makes me think Rhinox is going to spend almost this entire movie in Beast mode. Yeah, if that's just how more recognizable he is. He's in like a My Little Pony aesthetic, which is kind of weird. It's like if he looks like if the Borg assimilated a My Little Pony. I'm showing you these particular ones because I know it's very rare to see. It's very rare for you to see Funko Pops out of the box, so this might be the only time you actually get to see it. I think they look okay. I mean, they're Funko Pops, so they're going to have their own style to them. They're going to be choosy about which details are included. The Primal looks strangely like they just retooled the ones they did for Kong versus Godzilla. Just to me, at least. To me. Like, it feels very similar to those. So, yeah, pop collectors have something else to look forward to now. Moving on. I'm kind of been, like, done with movie poster talk on this because it's just, like, a whole bunch of nothing. But this poster is, like, super cool. I don't know what DBox is, but they made a really cool looking poster with a unique aesthetic. You know, it's not like the typical movie, like, blue and orange glow kind of thing. I like it. I like it. I don't know if I want to, like, hang it in my bedroom or something like it, but I like it well enough. There are a ton. There are a metric ton of new clips and new trailers and new commercial spots for Rise of the Beast because we're getting so close to the release. I'm not going to go through all of them. Just suffice to say, there's a lot of them out there. All of them contain little snippets of extra footage, so if you're desperate to see literally every bit of content before the movie comes out, you feel free to track them all down. They're all mirrored on TFW 2005. Make it nice and easy for you. They are also doing a popcorn bucket. They're doing a popcorn bucket of Optimus Prime's head that lights up on the eyes, and you can crack it open. I like that the quote they used is not the worn out, you know, freedom is the right of all sentient beings. It is, there's a thin line between being a hero and being a memory, which is one of my favorite Optimus Prime quotes from the original series. This is another popcorn bucket from a Hasbro property I will not be able to get. I tried to get the D20 bucket they did for the Dungeons and Dragons movie because the closest theater to me that was actually like an AMC theater that was offering it was over an hour drive away. And I didn't want to do that just for a popcorn bucket I'm just going to use for display. So I never got a hold of that. They wanted $70 for them when I first looked at them on eBay, and I thought, nah, I don't really want it that bad. Now I kind of want it really bad, and they're like $170 now, which is stupid. Not doing that. Not doing that. The Optimus Prime helmet, yeah, so this is from Cinemark. Cinemark Theaters is going to have this. Cinemark Theater does not have a single location in Southwest Florida where I live. I would have to go 2.5 hours just to get this bucket. No. Do I want the bucket? Yes. But I will not be driving all day. I will not spend 5 hours in the car to see a 2-hour movie and get a novelty bucket of Optimus Prime's severed head. That said, I might need to get a friend of mine to get me a spare. Hopefully. All right. If you're in Singapore, you're going to see a Transformers-themed meal and merchandise exclusive to your KFC locations. Random. KFC isn't one I normally think of when I think of like big promotions. Though to be fair, I don't even think I was aware that Singapore had Kentucky Fried Chicken. So I guess that's on me. But yeah, I mean, fine. Yeah, you've got a promotion to look out for. This is the segment of where we get into just the weird stuff that came up this week. Weird stuff like Transformer branded BandAids. Oh, I'm sorry, that's a licensed name. Adhesive bandages. Where they are doing like the cool kid attitude pose. That is way overdone. We need to come together as a society and find a new cool pose. Because this is getting worn out, to say the least. We also have yogurt. Optimus Prime yogurt. I guess it's not something you can really collect. I guess it's already spoiled, technically. So I guess you could technically collect it. And to wrap it up, shoes. Skechers has a line of Rise of the Beast based shoes. You've got Bumblebee, Optimus, Primal, Optimus Prime, Mirage, and RC. All represented in colorful shoe form. They're all the same design shoe. They've just swapped the colors around. Now, these are available in adult sizes. These are not just shoes for kids. If you want the adult ones, you are looking at somewhere around $160 for a pair of shoes. No. Absolutely not. They are... this is the shoe collecting thing doing this, isn't it? This is the shoe collecting thing pushing this. Why doesn't this shoe have any blue on it? That's not fair. It's not fair. Ah, yeah, there's Crocs too. At least their version of Crocs. Yeah, so expensive shoes are now available. And yeah, that's going to be our news for the week. Once again, I'm over 20 minutes. Someday I will get below that. But thank you guys for choosing me to get caught up on your Transformer news for the week. I do hope you enjoyed. I hope you are now more knowledge in what's going on in the Transformer world. Thank you once again. I will see you next time.
Yeah, I guess I'll give Bardic to Pain. Pain, my #1 good best friend. You got this.
You're just basically like Caboose at this point.
Just like...
Oh, God.
That's... all right, let's keep this Pain train going. The Caboose is here.
Son of a bitch.
No.
And yeah,
This makes me Tucker. I'm quitting.
Jaws, take 2 psychic damage.